Let's be honest for a second. Have you ever watched someone's net worth seemingly explode overnight and wondered, what am I missing? I used to do that all the time. I'd see friends post about buying their dream house, taking spontaneous trips, or just not stressing about money anymore, and I'd feel stuck in the exact same spot I was 5 years earlier. I thought building wealth was random. Some people get lucky with stocks, others start a business that blows up, a few inherit money, whatever. The rest of us just grind and hope for the best. Turns out that's not how it works at all. After going from negative $65,000 net worth to multiple seven figures in under a decade, and helping dozens of people do the same, I can tell you with complete confidence, there is a predictable sequence, a series of financial milestones that almost everyone who becomes truly wealthy has to pass through. Skip one or rush ahead too early, and your progress stalls, sometimes for years. The craziest part? Most people never make it past the third one. That's the one that feels the hardest, the least glamorous, and the most unfair. But once you cross it, everything changes. If you're ready to stop wondering when your money is finally going to work for you, grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's walk through the exact roadmap. Like the video if this is hitting home already, I promise it only gets better from here. First, you have to hit the "I'm done being broke" moment. This isn't a number on a spreadsheet. It's an emotional turning point. It's the day you look at your finances without the filter, without the excuses, and you finally admit things are not okay. For me, that moment came when I was 27. I had a decent job, a nice title, and a salary I bragged about at parties, but I was secretly drowning. Student loans, credit card debt, car payment, a little bit of "I deserve this" shopping. Everything added up to negative $65,000 net worth. One day my car got repossessed while I was at work. I had to take an Uber home and just sat there staring at my phone, watching the balance in my checking account drop to 37. That was rock bottom. And weirdly, it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Until you have that moment. Until the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the pain of changing. Nothing moves. You can watch all the finance videos in the world, but you'll keep making the same decisions. The "I'm done" moment is when you decide you're no longer willing to live like that. It's when you stop negotiating with yourself about why it's okay to carry debt or live paycheck to paycheck. Some people hit it after a breakup, some after a health scare, some when they can't afford to help a family member. Whatever triggers it, this is the starting line. No one builds real wealth without it. Once the decision is made, the very next thing you do is build a tiny wall of protection, a $1,000 emergency fund. I know it sounds ridiculously small. $1,000 won't even cover most people's rent twice, but that's exactly why it's genius. When you have zero buffer, life only takes one surprise to knock you back into debt. A flat tire, a vet bill, a broken phone, any little thing sends you straight to the credit card. That $1,000 is your first experience of safety. It's proof you can solve small problems without making big ones worse. I built mine in 6 weeks, sold an old guitar, picked up extra freelance gigs, ate the same 5 cheap meals on repeat. When it finally hit $1,000 sitting in a savings account with my name on it, I felt something shift. For the first 27 years of my life, money had always felt like something that happened to me. Suddenly, I was in control, even if it was just a little. That $1,000 becomes your permission slip to stop bleeding cash and start healing. Now comes the part almost everyone hates, and the reason most people stay financially stuck forever. You have to become completely debt-free, except for your house. Every dollar you owe on credit cards, car loans, student loans, personal loans, medical bills, everything has to go. Zero. Nothing except the mortgage. This stage took me 26 months and felt like climbing a mountain with no summit in sight some days. I made decent money, but after the debt snowball kicked in, almost every extra dollar went straight to the balances. Friends were buying new cars and going on big vacations. I was eating rice and chicken, driving a 12-year-old Honda with a busted AC and saying no to everything fun. People called me extreme. Some said I was depriving myself. But when that final student loan payment posted and my accounts all read $0 owed, I cried in my car. Not because I was sad, because I was free. For the first time in my adult life, my income belonged to me. Not Wells Fargo, not Sally Mae, not the dealership, me. This is the milestone that separates people who do okay from people who build serious wealth. As long as you're paying interest to someone else, you're building their future, not yours. After you're debt-free, the game completely changes. You take that same intensity you used to kill the debt and redirect it into a full emergency fund. 3 to 6 months of living expenses, sitting in a high-yield savings account doing nothing but protecting you. For me, that number was about $25,000. I remember the day it finally got there. I had been laid off from a job a year earlier and lived off that fund for 4 months without panic selling investments or begging for advances. It was the first time in my life I truly slept through the night without money worry creeping in. Most people never experience this feeling. They keep a tiny buffer or skip it entirely because the market is up or I need this new thing. But when you have 6 months of bills covered, your career choices expand, your relationships improve, and your risk tolerance for investing skyrockets because you know you're safe no matter what. This cushion is what turns money from a source of stress into a tool you control. Once the foundation is rock solid, you go on offense with retirement accounts. This is where your money finally starts working harder than you do. You max out everything tax-advantaged, 401k, up to the match, free money, always take it, Roth IRA, HSA if you qualify, maybe a SEP if you're self-employed. In 2025 numbers, that's $2,300 into the 401k, $7,000 into the Roth, $4,150 into the HSA for a single person. Do whatever it takes. Side hustle, cut lifestyle, automate it, so that money goes in every single year without fail. I hit this stage in my early 30s and watched my accounts grow faster than I ever imagined. The first year I maxed everything. My investments made more in compound growth than I used to make in an entire month at my old job. That's when you realize the math is undefeated. This is also when most people notice their friends starting to pull away financially. Not because they're smarter or luckier, but because they followed the sequence. And finally, once retirement accounts are maxed and you've got years of contributions compounding, you enter the phase nobody talks about openly. Investing becomes your single biggest monthly expense. Most quit at the debt-free stage because it's painful and slow and no one throws you a party for paying off a credit card. But the ones who keep going, they get to live the rest of their lives in a completely different financial reality. And here's the part most people don't talk about. Your mindset starts changing before your money does. When you stick with the process long enough, you begin making decisions from a place of control instead of pressure. You start planning ahead instead of reacting. You notice small wins that used to feel impossible. That mental shift is what pushes people past the point where everyone else gives up. It's not loud, and it's not exciting, but it's the moment where the future you pictured finally becomes possible. So I have to ask, where are you right now on this path? Are you still waiting for your I'm done moment? Grinding through the debt phase? Or are you already on the other side and seeing the momentum build? Wherever you are, remember that this process never moves in a straight line. Some months feel easy, others feel like nothing is changing, and then suddenly you notice small signs that you're actually moving forward. That's normal. Most people underestimate how long the early stages take, but they also underestimate how quickly things pick up once the foundation is solid. The important part is that you're still in the game. Drop a comment below and tell me which stage you're in. I read every single one. And if you want the exact monthly plan I use to blast through these milestones faster than I thought possible, the video on screen right now breaks it all down step by step. Let's get you to the other side. See you in the next one.